Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, June 29, 2023, 3 p.m. Eastern, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a reverse aging health call with guests tomorrow night, Friday. Through the course of a lifetime, we all, at one time or another, seem to get pulled into this feeling of falling off the path. When the frail, egoic human persona takes over, we tend to get wrapped up in identifying ourselves as small, limited, powerless, time-bound beings who are temporarily imprisoned in a physical human form. The human experience can hypnotize us into believing that we are lost, poor, insecure, unhappy, or simply off track. Truth is always much bigger than the mind can fathom. Whenever we perceive life to be some random, challenging, confusing experience, take an afternoon to digest these suggestions, I'll say. They will open up the inner avenues of connection so you reestablish a heartfelt relationship with your spiritual essence and soon discover the all-powerful, magical, manifesting being you truly are. Again. There's a lot of information that's going to be given out to this civilization. It's almost kind of, you might as well say, Katie, bar the door, because the information is none like any information that this civilization has ever received. The purpose of it is to set the stage for the understanding of all of us on where these bodies came from in detail, what we are working with, the deceptions, so on and so forth. The human experience can hypnotize us. There's a lot of trancers on this planet that are in a trance. And many are believing that we are lost, poor, insecure, unhappy, or simply off track. The truth is always much bigger than the mind can fathom whenever we perceive life to be some random, challenging, confusing experience. In opening the doorway to meeting your sacred soul, it starts with feeling into your basic core nature. Who are you at the very innermost core level? Now, because how we've been pre-programmed by other people's thoughts, we have a totally skewed perspective on everything. It's not unusual how many of us have no clue or idea in coming into the innermost core level. They have no idea. Because in reality, we are a super powerful divine being exploring this exposes us to become the highest authority of our reality in our life. Now, when we decide what is real and what is not, we are the ones that are constantly seeing, believing, and perceiving the reality we think is true. Now, the mind always is, as far as the mind is concerned, which is an illusion, is always right about what it believes is real. It's never wrong about what direction it's thinking and believing. And have you tried, let's say that you have a person that you're interfacing with, and you tried to convey certain things, they would deny it. Okay? Because they're so ensconced into the mind, the ego mind. Now, some people can, get so lost that 1 + 2 = 4 in their mind. And I have met people like this. And I know people like this. The mind is all coiled up in an old habit of making up fantastic stories about who and what you are and are not. When this mind drops, you drop into your core basic nature. Mindless, still, and free from all thoughts. The mind will still try to say that you are not enough of this and too much of that. Don't listen to the mind. But who's there to tell you? Okay? Who's there? Does someone what? Does something pop out and say, don't listen to the mind? Listen to your heart instead? That's you can do that. There's an unlimited field of loving energy in all of our hearts, which is the doorway to having a full body, deeply healing spiritual awakening experience. Revealing your soul is found within this space-time continuum. Where would the soul reside? If it was simply resting and relaxing at the center of you. Where specifically and exactly is the core of you? When you look within yourself, where in space and time is the very center of this thing called you. When you find it, rest for many hours in that space, and you'll discover that you are pure, powerful, perfect, complete consciousness. You are the source of divine perfection. The more we can relax into our center, the easier it becomes to realize that there never, ever was anything wrong with you. That was all just a big fancy show of the mind. Fabricating new stories again and again and again. Your soul is beyond the mind. It is the ever-present, eternal witness at the core essence of you. And it is always there, always available, and ready to be explored. This is the inner journey everyone is seeking. It's the one that can take lifetimes to discover. And until we find it, we cannot know deep, everlasting peace. But it is predestined that we will find our soul. This spiritual stream of sacredness follows us wherever we go. When we can really relax and deep down into the core of our being, the eyes of the soul begin seeing through us. We can perceive the universal spiritual path within the mundane and understand how it's truly impossible to screw up this life. Now, when we relax, we begin to truly trust life. We can feel like we have an infinite amount of time, energy, resources, creativity, and knowledge to get it right. Only in a few deep relaxation, in a very deep relaxation, can we surrender enough to bathe in our soul's true eternal essence. The ego and mind are set on the back burner. There is no second guessing about if we have arrived in the parking lot of our soul or not. It's so obvious, it's like the difference between knowing the sun is shining or not. There is only this pure feeling of knowing and getting that we are all unlimited, unbounded, perfect beings connected in each moment to an infinite stream of conscious, intelligent energy. The soul makes us wake up, realize that we can do the impossible. Its energy is so powerful, eternal, and cannot be changed. The more we relax into the understanding, the more we simply stop fighting with our mind and its list of unfulfilled desires. We simply just give up following our thoughts blindly around and begin relaxing beneath them into the quiet solitude underneath the mind, which makes everything in life more interesting and less challenging than it needs to be. It's like you're looking at something, right? And you're with other people. And so you're all looking at this, might be a device or something. And you're all sitting there going, it can't be that simple. Got to be more to it than that. It's just an innate, it's what we have been programmed to do, is to complicate things. Unveiling our spiritual amazingness is in the practice of a thing called trust. Trust is an energy, form of energy. The universe is always protecting us, helping us, and serving our highest good. It has never abandoned us. It is always here assisting us to blaze through our challenges and find our greatest possible joy in this life. When we trust in this process, and I emphasize the word trust, everything changes in your perception and reality. The universe is conspiring in your favor. It wants what you want. Just notice what it feels like to sit back and relax into the feeling of trusting in the universe and knowing it is guiding you. When we practice the trust vibe, we can listen easily to the subtle hints from the universe. We know that our life purpose and spiritual direction, and we stop ignoring it. When we practice the trust vibe, we can listen easily to the subtle hints from this universe. We know our life purpose and spiritual direction. We stop ignoring it. Trusting signs are there. Just look for them. Take heed. Stop getting in the way of your highest possibility. It is in trusting this universe that we can give ourselves permission to manifest the most amazing, miraculous life we could ever imagine. We actually get what we truly want through trusting. We stop settling for a fear-based, rushed lifestyle that we don't really desire. So it's up to you, it's up to every one of us to take time to settle ourselves into the energy of trust right now. Breathe it into our body. Feel it inside our hearts. Practice this one all day long, all night long. Notice how good this feels. See if you can notice how many ways the universe is guiding, assisting, and protecting you in the next 48 hours. It is an amazing feeling when you can remain in the state of trust all week long, as it is the energy which opens the door to let your soul's full presence to come flying through. Crucial step in discovering our soul comes from recognizing and letting go of your fears. Take the time when you're in the grocery line to find out what you're truly afraid of in life. Look deep inside and face whatever old dark demons are inside you. They are just you hiding from your own soul. Your fears are not meant to haunt you and stay with. They're not meant to haunt you and stay with you forever. That is not their purpose. Some people just, they grab and they never let go. I mean, it's like tooth and nail. They're just squeezing, holding on to it. Now, if you're not facing your fears every day, then they are not fully serving you. You're meant to work with fear, push up against it, so that you expand your sense of self and grow beyond it. Release your attempts and attachments to what the fear means, and realize each one is merely a ridiculous, misguided thought. See, and then we release our attachments to what the fear means, and we realize each one is merely a ridiculous, misguided thought. Give yourself fully over to being a fearless human being. By facing every fear that arises, you get to know your true warrior self as an all-loving, all-powerful, fearless, multidimensional spiritual being with unlimited potentiality. Who knew the darkness would lead us to the light? Uncovering your sparkling, bright soul comes from retraining your brain to be alert and remain focused only on that which you truly desire. What do you want in this life? What you want wants you to have it. And when you can keep your mind focusing on what you want and off what you don't want, the most amazing things will manifest in your presence. Nobody wants to hear what's on your long list of complaints. Put your kingdom of don't wants up for sale and recalibrate your mind to meditate on what you do desire. What are those things that make your heart sing? Got to be at least one. The simple refocusing of the mind on what you want in this life is incredibly powerful and transformative. Once the mind comes across or comes around to the conclusion that as long as it's focusing on what it doesn't want, it's never going to be happy, then it starts to rely more on pure awareness to liberate. The mind is already deeply trained and programmed to rewind and replay the same 60,000 thoughts it had yesterday. It doesn't like to deviate from the norm. Yet, when you redirect it to remain focused on what you want to think about all day long, but when you redirect it to remain focused on what you want to think about all day long, your soul peeks through and opens everything up like a flower meeting the first morning rays of sunshine. You can come to feel the amazing warmth that is inside your being. The day you truly know your soul intimately, and it will show everyone in the most natural, unassuming ways, the all-powerful, deeply eternal loving being you already are. Don't waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Trust life. Trust God. If you trust, only then can you drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. Only then can you drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. And with trust, something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer ordinary life. It becomes full of God overflowing. Osho. No matter what horrific things that have happened in your past, this universe is not holding on to them. It is not judging you, condemning you, or holding you to be someone less than sacred. This universe sees all of us, all of you, and knows you are both human and divine. It honors and respects you exactly how you are. It is proud of the perfection that is created in you. This universe is totally in love with you. Whether you believe it or not, you are being deeply and eternally loved by life right now. You don't need someone in your bed to feel love. That's right. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here, hidden deeper inside you. You can call off the search for love out there and set your destination for exploring the infinite, universal source within you. This universal love is quite unique and unusual because it truly is deep and eternal. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love, as it continues loving you no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our soul, and set us free from all our worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. No matter what you have done to others or yourself throughout your life, this universe has forgiven you. Forgave you the moment you needed to be forgiven. This universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful, healing vibes within you. You simply have to sit back and let them in. Release the idea that love has to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually stream of light flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside. Feeling this great healing love may start out on a mental, physical, emotional, or perhaps a super sensual level for you. Don't be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely seeing, infinitely deep and real. There's always plenty of it. Just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All you need to do is simply relax into your life for an extended period of time. When it will come, it often shows itself as some profound spiritual experience in the beginning. This is your wake-up call, so you know how powerful and real it truly is. Without this great, deep, eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, simply empty and lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness. Let's take a moment to give your body an experience of this gold mine of love. Imagine that you're on a warm, sandy beach anywhere on the planet you can choose. You're lying there in some distant, peaceful cove all alone, and the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin. bringing deep healing sensations into where you need love the most. Simply relax, open and imagine you are receiving this healing warm light into your body right now. You may not be able to feel much at first. Don't look for it, yet keep opening and relax into the softening feeling. This softening energy will come into you very slowly, as if it was a gentle massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-invasive, and super soothing. You might feel as if you are on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. You'll notice that the softer your body can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. You'll notice that the softer your body can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Don't get caught up in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. It will take time to soften the hard, protective shell you have built around you. So don't give up so quickly or try to hard using your brain. The universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens all on its own accord. The miracle manifests when you can totally relax your body, stop stressing about your life, and let it all go. Now, if you try too hard to let go, which some people do, you're forcing things, and this wonderful love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too tight, and you'll miss it. This deeper quality of love is so intelligent and subtle that has an exquisite timing of its own and will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more misery in this life. Rishi. To ensure you are feeling universal love inside you every day, there are a few key things you can do. Some people believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, and undeserving of receiving love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love, and that love is not something available for free, just by being the normal way they are. This is a fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do or prove to ourselves to be worthy of this super wonderful healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are amazing divine beings, brilliant souls of light and we deserve to have it all. And all the darkness and all the lightness. That's having it all. Another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing randomly through the day. Notice where your mind is focusing and how it's perceiving reality. The mind is always creating some version of reality and rarely clearly the big universal picture. Seeing some things as they actually are from the biggest perspective. The mind is so creative, it's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though this universe is showering us with deep eternal love every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as the mind is too busy. When the mind is not totally present in this moment, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on TV. There are so many things happening in the mind that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. When we're taking on too much, having too many commitments to deal with, life can feel like it's pulling us apart inside, putting us back together as long as our energy is focused outwards. We keep moving outward instead of relaxing deeply inside. The only way love is possible, the only way, is when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soil in which love blooms. When you take a deep, long look inside yourself, you will probably first notice the rotten parts in you. These are what you consider your faults, how you are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet if you can keep on looking, you'll see all these are just hard, critical ideas, and that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they are really needing. When we gently feel into what this critical voice is needing and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease. About it all. When we soften our enemy around each criticism, they eventually melt away, and we can feel again this wonderful, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. Our original enlightened spirit who is glowing with love and extremely lovable, the more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about this life, the younger we'll feel and the more amazing this life will become. Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Anytime we are caught in thinking about what others think about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self. Remember, your God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever you desire. You can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with your amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside and blast it all over everywhere and everyone. This world really is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. It is always teaching us what we most need to learn, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or the physical form of the other and not their spirit, once you find the love inside you, once you take a closer look at the world around you, all you will see is universal love in everyone and everything. You'll notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. You'll appreciate how random people around the planet are providing you with many different things. Interesting places to go see. You'll enjoy the fresh air that you have to breathe. And stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps you alive. You might also realize that you have a highly sensual sexual body and start really enjoying your life with it. These are just a few gifts and sensual treats this universe has given us. When love enters you, everything changes. You feel naturally relaxed as you are. You enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all your dark parts, just the way they are. You're able to feel loved by others without falling into deep, being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. You have your own connection to an infinite source, and they have theirs. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. With this universal love blossoming inside, you'll feel loved everywhere you go, and no matter who you are with. With the universal love blossoming inside, you'll feel loved everywhere you go and no matter who you are with. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Take an easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still. Perfect timing is in everything. The tomato falls from the vine when it's ripe, and the butterfly emerges from the cocoon when its wings are strong enough to fly. When you are truly ripe and willing to trust in the divine timing of this life, you will start to relax and enjoy everything. Trust that everything is unfolding as quickly and as perfectly as it can. The rose flower wouldn't be so perfect if it was rushed to blossom any faster. Realize that this divine timing is behind everything, guiding every atom in the universe and every newborn baby into existence. Let go of your ego's time agenda and watch your entire being blossom wide. It's good to know this truth for when you say yes to this, the perfection of this moment. This entire universe celebrates you. Everything is carefully orchestrated for your awakening. All there is perfect timing. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Friday, June 30, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, eternal gratitude at all times. And watch what happens, no matter what's going on around you.